Hey guys, this is Hawkeye and I am back with Neherrin River, North Carolina, and we haven't been here for quite a while, and especially at the well, this is showing Woody Enchantment, but the Rubble of Old Times is a new peg that have been added since the last time I did smallmouth bass, and that's what we're going to be primarily focusing on this time. Now, I would prefer to be able to go after the unique smallmouth, but based on the weather patterns, as you can see, most of the days are cloudy. Partly cloudy is what I need, which happens to be on day 4, so I'm going to make that attempt when it gets closer to that. But anyway guys, we're going to go ahead and get this over to the Rubble of Old Times here. But the only peak that we have for a cloudy day is in the afternoon, and I'm sorry, but the smallmouth just do not bite as much on cloudy days. At least that's been my experience. But also, they're not biting as much as they used to at all. I mean, when I last made a recording on smallmouth bass, they've nerfed it down considerably. But anyway, we're going to be focusing primarily on this particular setup. We're going to be using the Thora 9-foot by 6-inch. The reel doesn't matter, but the .009 floor line is probably the best to use for this particular thing. But we're going to be using a number of types of lures, some of my favorites, especially the yellow tiger. I'm always happy to go with that, as well as Weapon X. But anyway, the Hornet 5000 you don't have to use for this particular type of fish. There are considerable amount of other reels that will work just fine. Now let me see here. We're also going to be focusing on, again, like I said, Weapon X, which is the Red Devil or the red and silver. We're also going to be using some spinner baits, and I've had some success with a few others, but I like to focus on those mostly. The spinner baits, you can use either the white or the blue. Yellow, I haven't had a whole luck with that here. But let's go ahead and get in here, and we're going to start off. I think we're going to start off over here, right next to this rock. Now I've already cast out here, but the best place to be fishing along here seems to be right up against that rock over to the right. Now I prefer to use the lift and drop. And there we go, there's our first one, and we're catching this on the spinnerbait. Just so happens we're using the white spinnerbait with the 3/0 hook, 3/4 ounce. Now, pound for pound, a smallmouth is one of the best fighting fish you will run into. In fact, I think they fight a little bit better than the largemouth. There we go, 2.763 pounds, plus 36 XP, not too bad. Like I said before, right back in here where these little rocks are, over to the right. And you can kind of shimmy back and forth between casts, especially if you land one. Alright, I think I'm going to go ahead and change my lure over to the 1 1/2 ounce tiger spoon, if I can find it. Okay, there it is. Yeah, this has been a good lure for me, especially with largemouth, but smallmouth like it too. We're going to try that same location. And since it's a cloudy day, we have a very small window here that the smallmouth like to bite. I'll try this again, but I'm going to shimmy over to the right a little bit. Yeah, they probably bite best between about 5 and 7. And that's it. You don't really have, I mean, they will bite earlier and maybe later, but you're going to be casting a lot. Now, right now I'm using a stop and go. Before that I was using the lift and drop. I prefer the lift and drop, but stop and go works pretty good as well. You really got to watch your tension on these guys. They'll just suddenly drop the tension. You can lose the fish real easy. Alright, there we go. 2.598. Not too bad either. Alright, let's give her another try. I think I might be switching over to a different lure here in a minute though. Just so we can see. Yeah, didn't get anything that time. Anyway, this is the area you want to fish at. But we're going to go ahead and move over here, I think. Because there is another way to fish this from a different angle. You have to come all the way down here to the far side of the Rubble of Old Times. And same location. We're going to continue using our tiger spoon. The only difference is if you get a bite, they'll usually bite right around 200 or just under instead of around 80 or 90 as it did on the other side. Oh, that was a snag. Thought I had one there. Okay, there we go. A little further in than I expected, but we've definitely got us a smallmouth. Yeah, with this particular rod and this line, which I believe is 10-pound test, you can bring these guys in pretty easily. But if their trophies are uniques, it might be a little more difficult. 2.407, a little smaller. Still a decent fish. I believe the cash for these guys are pretty good though. Alright. Yeah, I can cast really far with this. Alright, I think we're gonna switch lures again just to mix things up a little bit. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with my silver and red or Weapon X. See if these guys are going after it today. Now in earlier videos these guys went nuts after it, but they've nerfed it down considerably since then. So they do bite on it, but not nearly like they used to. I think I got one. Yep. He didn't really hit it hard. He just kind of came in and said, I'll take that. Okay, he's fighting me pretty good. think he was big. He's bigger than that last one, that's for sure. Let's see what we got here. 2.189. No, he's not. He's just a better fighter, I guess. Alright, there we go. If we don't get anything, I think we'll go ahead and move to another spot. Yeah, I think we're gonna move to another good location for smallmouth. But to get there, you have to go all the way down this way. Yeah, this is probably the longest peg in Neherrin River. You can go all along the shore along here. What we're going to try to do is we're going to try to get over here by these stick-ups, and we're going to cast our line right out there by that rock. And I mean right by it too. You don't have to cast very far, like it's only like 60, maybe 80 tops. But you can pretty much cast anywhere alongside of this rock and you can pretty much land some. Pickings are slim though, like I said, on cloudy days. I know it says sunny, but it's actually cloudy. There's been some bugs going on with this thing. There we go. So he hit it right about 85, 90. So they still hit it pretty good with the lift and drop. Oh, 2.853. He's the biggest so far, I think. Alright. I'll go ahead and switch over to my tiger spoon again. Just before that I tried the spinner bait and didn't get any offers. They just weren't interested in it, so alright. I'm going to cast a little bit to the left this time. That way I can cast out further. I believe the great parking job's on the other side of that rock, so that's why I could cast so far. This is going to take us a little bit to get it in, so just keep it coming. Yeah. Nope, snag. Thought I had something there for a second. Well, the way that one attacked at that one time, I wasn't sure if it was a snag or I really got something. Ah, did you see that? Did you see that swell in the water? Yeah, there was one after it. Daggone it. If I'd just been reeling in a little slower, he would have gotten it. Those daggone snags. Well guys, I think that's probably going to be about it for this particular episode. They don't seem to be biting quite as much. It's probably because it's starting to get later in the day, so Anyway, guys, that's where they are. So please be sure to share, comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll keep recording and see if I can't get some trophies and maybe even get lucky enough to get a unique once I get a partly cloudy day. Yeah, partly cloudy days are the best days to fish for the uniques, between about 5 and 7 in the morning. Anyway, I'll see you later, guys. Bye-bye.